in the Pier building now. We wanted to let you know that we have 2 more weeks of Kids Church online, and then we are moving to all our outdoor stuff and our in-service stuff, okay? So couple more Kids Churches. If you miss us, go back and look at some of the old ones, okay? We love you, don't we? We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Hello friends, and welcome to Kids Church Elementary. If you are in preschool, you're in luck. We have something for you. It's Kids Church Preschool. Go ahead and find that and you can click on that. For my elementary friends, I need you just to grab your Bible. We have our Adventure Bible, but you guys can grab whatever Bible you have. Grab it and get ready for our lesson because it's going to be a good one today.
Hi guys, welcome back to Kids Church.
Welcome back.
We are in our 3rd week in April already. So
time.
I am telling you, it goes very fast. So I'm excited because this whole month we're talking about a word that before we started teaching on it and really looking into it, I think I would have described it different. We're talking about the word peace.
Yes, and peace is described as proving you care more about each other than winning an argument. And that is something that is so important in our everyday lives, and it's something that we all continue to work on every single day.
Because we love winning.
Yes.
Let's be honest, who doesn't love winning at a game?
No.
I mean, whether it's sports, whether it's a board game, we love being right.
Yes.
I mean, how many times have you argued with someone over something silly, like, that was painted blue, no it was painted red, now that was blue, now that was red, and you're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So our definition is about finding peace, and I'm actually excited because we're going to be in the front part of our Bible today.
Yeah, we're going to talk in the Old Testament.
And I love the Old Testament. If you have not read the Bible, there are some crazy stories in this book. I mean, some things you're like, that is not in the Bible, and we're like, yes, that is in the Bible. So the front part of our Bible is called the Old Testament, and that talks about God's special people. Which are
the Israelites.
Thank you very much. And God loved them. He chose them. He gave them rules and things to follow. And he said, I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I'll hang out with you wherever you go. Now, Abraham was the one that God made this promise to. And Abraham had a son, and his name was Isaac. Thank you. I love how it's like fill in the blank here.
I know all the answers.
She does have it. She's always right.
It's almost like they're right here.
So Isaac had, now back in Bible days, when your family was together, it wasn't just like you, your mom, dad, and brother and sister. It was your extended family.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of nomadic, a lot of times they would move like herds of cows and sheep and goats and stuff. And there wouldn't just be like 2 or 3, there'd be hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So when it talks about a family, Isaac's family or Abraham's family, there was probably like hundreds of people there because they had servants and aunts and uncles and cousins and nephews and nieces, and they all moved together.
Yeah.
So Isaac is hanging out, and his dad was Abraham, and Abraham had dug wells because remember back in the Bible, there was no faucets.
No, there's no running water, and they needed water to survive. The areas that they're at are pretty desert.
Yes.
And so you get really dehydrated really quickly. You need to have water, and so wells are a great way to have water.
So a well is basically a hole that's dug into the ground until it hits water, and then water will come up. I mean, that's what a well is. And a lot of countries, a lot of third world countries, having clean water is a big deal. We in America never have to really worry about having clean water, but there they did.
Yeah.
So Isaac is using these wells that his dad had dug for him, and he is so excited. They're feeding their sheep and they're feeding their goats, and they're just making sure everyone has enough water.
Yeah, and so Miss Bonnie mentioned that these people were nomadic, and so nomadic means that they would move from place to place to place. And so this was a new place that they've been at. They've built a new well, and then someone else comes in.
The Philistines come in. Just like sometimes your brothers or sisters come into your room and they're like, that was my toy.
That's mine.
That's mine. And that's what they said about the well. They go, those are our wells. And Isaac is like, okay,
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So
you can have those.
Isaac chose peace because he's the person who dug the. I mean, it's you have to dig pretty deep and you have to dig pretty wide. And if you guys ever built like a sand castle or something, or you had to dig a really deep hole, sometimes it gets really frustrating because you start digging and then the sand on the side starts caving in. And
I never understood how they could dig those wells and keep it from not caving in.
You know, I don't know. I'm gonna wait.
I find that intriguing.
Yeah.
So they went to all this work. Philistines come in, and they're like, "It's ours." So he chooses. Remember, our definition of peace is proving you care more about each other than winning an argument. So instead of arguing and attacking these guys, he goes, "Fine, me and my family will go somewhere else." So he loads them all up in the minivan. Okay, they didn't have minivans back then.
But they load up, and as nomadic people, they don't stay in one spot for all too long. So they now travel to a new location. And at that new location, they need water again. So they dig a nice deep
another
hole.
well.
And guess what happens?
The Philistines show up again.
They go, "Oh, thank you so much. That's mine too."
That's ours too. And I'm not sure if I was Isaac, if I would have just walked away. But again, he chooses peace. Again, he says, okay. Because remember, we know that God has promised to be with him. So he knew in his heart of hearts that no matter what happened, how difficult it was. Because it wasn't easy loading everything up and moving from one place to another. They didn't have U-Haul vans or Penske vans.
And it's dangerous to travel like that because people can come in and attack you. People can steal things from you.
You can lose part of your herd to wild animals.
Someone can get sick.
Yes. I mean, there's so many things. So this was not easy for him to say this, but he knew, he trusted God, and he went, all right.
So they go to a new location. They build another well.
Third time.
And guess what happens?
A king shows up. The king of the Philistines, Elimelech, shows up. And this is what he said. And this is the coolest part of the story. Okay, so where are we going to go in our Bible today?
We're going to go to Genesis because we're going to read exactly what he said to Isaac. So we're going to go to Genesis, that first book in the Bible, and we're going to go to chapter 26.
26. 2-6, big 2-6. Let's see.
And then after you find your big 2-6, you're going to find the little 28, the little 2-8.
28, or one more page. There we go. Okay. So the King Elimelech, and the Pharisees, his advisors had come to Isaac. And this is what he says to them.
So he says, they answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord has been with you." So he said, "There ought to be a sworn agreement between us, between you and us. Let us make a treaty with you, that we will do you no harm, just as you did not do harm to you, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord."
I love that. So they saw, this king, the Philistines, the advisors, they saw that Isaac acted different. He treated people different. And they're like, God is with you.
Yeah. And they were like, we were so blown away by how peacefully, that was that word, peacefully you moved, that we're going to make an agreement with you. We're going to promise not to stop. We're going to stop stealing your wells.
So by his actions, not even by his words.
No.
It doesn't say anything about what he said in here. I'm sure he said some things, but by his actions, he showed them what peace was. He chose not to argue. I mean, he dug the well. It was his well. I mean,
and it was really cool because he showed who God was too.
Yep.
Through our actions, we can also show who God is. When people know that we believe in God, that we follow Jesus, and people see kind actions like that, like being peaceful, choosing that we care more about other people than winning an argument, they go, "Oh, that's really interesting."
Because at the beginning of this month, we talked about Easter.
Yeah.
How that was the ultimate thing that God did for us, is he sent his son so that we could have peace with him. And that's why we have peace with other people.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with us trying harder, because honestly, Isaac, this was difficult for him. I mean, we kind of condensed the story.
Yeah.
But if you really think about all the trauma and all the work and all the effort that he had to go through, that's like with us sometimes with some people. I mean, it's not difficult. I mean, it's not easy. It's difficult sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes believe me, it is really hard to make peace when all you want to do is fight.
Well, and when someone wants to fight you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, I like this person. I don't know why they're acting this way with me.
Yeah.
So our question this week is, when should you walk away from a fight?
Because there's a difference between standing up for yourself and arguing.
Right. Yeah. Because arguing is I'm right.
Yeah.
Arguing comes down to not having peace. Because arguing means I have the right answer. I know what's right to do here. Standing up for yourself is making sure that someone doesn't, push you around or bully you.
That they see that you are a person.
Yes, exactly.
Helping them see value in the fact that you are a human. And definitely talk to your parents about the difference between the two.
Yes.
Because there are instances where sometimes you do have to stand up.
Right. And then there are times when you need advice. I mean, you know what I mean? None of us know all the right situations, and we need our parents and teachers and those that we love to give us advice and show us when we should do what.
Yeah, because God can speak through other people to us, which is super amazing. And so they can help give us advice when we need help, especially because this is a really tough topic.
It is. And some people may have looked at Isaac and thought, he's a weakling. He's not very strong.
A pushover.
He's a pushover. Thank you. That's a perfect word. But really, how strong are you when you know that the King of Kings, God, is on your side and you're like, it's okay. I mean, that is someone who has character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
We're going to talk a little bit more about this in our small groups, how we can kind of be like Isaac in that way of how we can kind of let some things go.
Yeah. Choose not to fight.
Yeah. I'm going to pray us out.
Please, that'd be awesome.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful day. Thank you so much for the story of Isaac, Lord. It is so amazing to watch him basically just drop what he was doing and just go with the flow, because Lord, sometimes it is so difficult when we have our mind set on something, when we know we're right, and to just let something go like that. But we know that we can do that because you do that with us. That you sometimes let go of the things that we do that is hurtful and harmful, and you still forgive us and you show us peace, Lord. I pray for my friends at home who are struggling with this idea and trying to figure out what this means, Lord. I pray for their parents, their teachers, their friends, whoever they talk to about this, that they can figure out when's the best way to stand up and when's the best time to have peace. We love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, friends, we'll see you in the activity in a bit, okay?
See you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, friends, one of my favorite things to do is celebrate Jesus. So hop up on your feet, get ready, because we are going to dance, we're going to sing, and we're going to celebrate Jesus.
Wants to be my friend forever. Jesus wants to be my friend forever. Jesus wants to be my friend forever. Jesus wants to be my friend.
excited because I have another color sheet for you guys.
Oh, we love color sheet.
Look at this one. How fun is that?
That is super fun.
So what this one makes me think of, it says the word peace, which is our word this week, but it makes me think of, and we live by the ocean, so it makes me think of the ocean.
Or like the ocean breeze. It
Ooh,
looks very, like,
it does, you're right.
Just like a gentle, sweet.
Ooh, I like
breeze.
that. So there's a PDF of this down below you can print out. If not, you can just write the word peace and then doodle around it. I would love to see your doodle, actually.
Yeah.
If you write the word peace and do something around it, I would love for you to send that to me, because that would be fun to see. So this is down below. So what's our questions that we can talk about while we doodle?
Okay, how do you know when you should walk away from a fight?
Ooh.
What do you need? Because it's different for each person too.
Yes.
I think that's the important thing to know, is not everyone's going to have the right answer.
Right.
Because our definition is proving you care more about each other than winning an argument.
Right.
And sometimes different people need different proof, or sometimes we need to prove it in different ways.
Right. And for some of my younger friends, a lot of times you need to go get advice from your parents.
Yes.
You know, you need their wisdom, because we get angry sometimes.
Yes.
And then we can't think.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling that anger, then you need to go talk to your mom and dad and get their advice.
Yeah. Because eventually it gets a little easier to figure it out on
Yes,
your own.
as you get older. Yeah.
I'm still hoping one day I can figure it out. How can you peacefully disagree with someone? So how can you peacefully disagree with someone?
It's a discussion
Yes.
instead of an argument.
Yes.
Yes.
And a lot of, I think the big difference, and you guys can talk more about this, but it's your mindset behind the words.
It's wanting to be right again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. If you're like, am I using words that are hurting other people? Then I'm like, I need to step away, or I need to figure out how to be kinder about this.
Yeah.
What can you do when you try to live in peace and it still seems like things aren't peaceful?
Well, we saw a great example today in our lesson with Isaac.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He chose peace, and then things were unpeaceful again, and then he chose peace again, and things were unpeaceful again, and then he chose peace again, and
Finally, there was peace.
yeah, but it took a while, and I'm sure there was a lot of time in between.
That story seemed like boom, 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 but
There's time in between, so
yeah.
it's a lot of turmoil to live with.
Yes.
Is there ever a time when you shouldn't walk away from a fight? So give an example, talk to your parents about it. Maybe even ask your parents when's an instance where they had to walk away from something.
That is a great example. You know, and as parents, it's important for us to share those stories and for our kids to hear how we did good or did bad.
Sometimes I learn from people blowing it more than I learn from people doing
because I
it.
can think of a couple situations where I should have walked away and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to my daughter about it and going, I really blew it here. I didn't keep my cool. So so those are great questions. I love those.
I'm super excited.
So reach out to us if you do this doodle page or you do your own. Let us know. Let us know how peace is going for you this month. We would love to hear. Okay. So reach out to us at kids@fcchb.com.
Yes.
We were just.
I
thought you were going to sign it for a second. So
that's too fast.
it was. I'm sorry. I can see. What's at? Oh, we'll figure it out. Okay. We love you guys. Bye.